We're back and talking about more JJK than ever. Sorry about going on a little hiatus there for about a week. I know I said I was posting twice a week, but like I always say, when life be lifing, life be lifing. And I don't know about you guys, but my commute to work is an hour and a half. So to and from, that's 3 hours. That's a long time. So sometimes it gets difficult to record, research, and edit my own videos. So my bad. Gonna try to keep that consistency going. Think I got myself on a pretty good schedule now, so I should be pretty good. Let's find out in the next upcoming weeks. But today we are going to be discussing Inumaki, and we're gonna explain his abilities, his skill sets, why he's awesome, and why he's one of the higher graded students genuinely in JJK. Because I mean, in all reality, he is. So if we're gonna talk about Inumaki, I just want you guys to know something. When I say that he is a talented stud in the Jiu-Jitsu society, I just want you to know, Yuta's above him, Hikari's above him, and Toto's above him. Pretty much in that order. That being said, the next person up is either Megumi or Toge when it comes to JJK by the end of Shibuya. I shouldn't say that. By the end of, I guess, Season 1. Because in all reality, at the end of Season 2, we find out that Toge got his arm cut off by Sukuna when he was fighting Maharaga, and he released his domain expansion. That being said, though, prior to that incident occurring, Toge is one of the stronger students when it comes to JJK, and this is going from Kyoto to Tokyo, both of them. Kyoto being the one where Toto goes, and Tokyo being the one where Toge, Maki, Megumi, Yuji, all the main characters are. Toge's probably 5th strongest out of all the students, and trust me, that video of ranking all the students, and also the other video of explaining why the students are ranked in the grades that they are, both those videos are coming. So don't you worry. Do not worry. Those videos are coming. So we're going to explain the students' rankings, because you guys probably don't know where everybody is, so you don't know where the comparison is. But before we actually get into Toge, because I know I've been talking about a lot of other stuff before we actually get into the video about Toge, do me a favor, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel, because you guys have been doing a great job of subscribing, and I appreciate that. So thank you, because you guys are awesome, always have been, continue to be. Subscribe, and then hit the noti bell. So getting into Toge, let's talk a little bit about his personality, because we like to discuss some of the apparel they wear, some of the personality they got, before we get to their abilities. So Toge, I mean, he goes from one of the coolest haircuts in JJK, in my opinion, to, the normal, long hair style. It basically just shows he's growing. In the episode 0, he's a first year. In season 1, he's a second year. You already know, you're growing older. Obviously, you're gonna, have some changes to your body. He, wears the traditional Jiu-Jitsu high attire, except for in episode 0, or except, his summer uniform, I like his uniform because he has the full zip up, all the way up to his mouth that covers his mouth. So when he's about to hit you with a cursed amplified technique, he just zips it down and then starts speaking. So you already know his outfit's pretty cool. When it comes to his personality, dude's a great guy. Dude is a great guy. Genuinely, he's one of those that actually ride for his friends. He cares so much about his comrades that he just met Yuji, and he found out the Kyoto students were trying to Yuji, so he was like, nah, can't do that. When Megumi, him, and Kamo were fighting against Hanami for the first time, we gotta do something, right? We gotta make up a plan, we gotta do something to slow that special grade down, because obviously we can't hang with them. They had this little plan going where Toge would say stop or don't move, and then the other two would attack. But when Toge was getting tired, because he couldn't say don't move, and thus that would make it that Hanami was able to attack, then Toge got up and said, yo, Megumi's the last one left, I can't let him slide like that. So he went ahead, and even though he was hurting, he used his technique and blasted Hanami, so that Megumi didn't have to worry, bro, because Megumi was about to hit him with the big raga. Can't let him do that, bro. Can't let him sacrifice himself like that. He tried to sacrifice himself twice versus Hanami, by the way. Dude needs to chill out for a second. I love Megumi, but he needs to chill out for just a second and think of a different way. Just saying. Yeah, basically, Toge is the type of person that really cares about his friends, truthfully. Another instance is when we're talking about Yuta and Toge. Those two are best friends. Truthfully, those two are best friends. They love each other. And at first, honestly, Yuta was scared of Toge because, one, he thought he was a little bit intimidating, and the second one was he didn't understand him when he was speaking, because Toge, if you didn't know this, he could only speak in rice ball ingredients. So salmon, tuna roll, rice. But basically each phrase breaks down on what he's feeling. So like if he's agreeing with you, if he's trying to back you up, if he's angry with you, you know, things like that. And also just listen to the tone of his voice. That easy. But Yuta didn't understand this, so he basically was just like, oh, I don't really know, until they fought that my first grade cursed spirit that Ghetto released on them in episode 0, and then they were best friends after that. So it really hit Yuta home when Toge said, Yuta, run. That set him overboard, bro. That set him to the moon, my guy. To the moon. Okay? Great friend. When it comes to his abilities, this is where you want to tune in. So like I said before, his cursed speech is able to stop a special grade cursed spirit for just a little bit of time, because cursed speech works like this. Say I have 5 cursed energy. Say you have 10 cursed energy. If I have cursed speech and I use my cursed speech ability on you to slow you down, the difference in our power levels is how much damage I'm incurring. So if you have 2 cursed energy and I have 6 cursed energy, the damage I'm incurring is not really there because I have more cursed energy than you, so maybe I'll have a little bit of a sore throat. But if you have double my cursed energy and I use a curse technique on you, if it has any effect whatsoever, it's going to be minimal for a very short period of time, and I'm going to be hurting. I'm going to be hurting so bad. But he's very skillful. He knows what words to use so that he is not exhausting himself. Because depending on the word he uses more cursed energy on that word. So the more rigorous the command, the more that it makes like the person, you know, take total control on the person, and the difference in cursed energy between the two of you, it shows the amount of fatigue and damage that Toge will incur. So say for example he uses a cursed speech on Gojo. Yeah, no, he's gonna be hurting, bro. He's gonna be hurting, and that technique, it'll land, but oh my god, because Gojo's Limitless doesn't block sound-based attacks, as far as I know, because I mean, like, at the end of the day, Jogo tried a sound-based attack, and it looked like it was gonna affect him, but then Gojo does, oh yeah, so like, it probably does affect him because of the fact that Gojo, you know, avoided the actual attack instead of just standing there and taking it. Back to Toge, because this ain't a Gojo video, this is a Toge video, and you always know I get off topic. Toge is very skillful because he's able to figure out basically when he should be using which word, and he weighs out the differences in cursed energy in order to use the correct word so that he doesn't just exhaust himself on one word alone. Moving on, he has amazing mobility. When this dude is on the battlefield, you gotta watch out for him because he could come out of nowhere. He could genuinely, like, he's small, so he could fit in small places. He's quick. Like, he's semi-strong. I wouldn't call him the strongest, but, like, he's average, like, in strength. He's definitely not a brawler like Todo, Yuji. He's definitely not a freak with speed like Maki or Yuji. See a trend here with Yuji. He genuinely is just, like, average when it comes to strength. He's pretty decent with the speed, like I said. But he is quick. Like, he's able to get mobile on the battlefield. Because of this, students from Kyoto were so worried about Toge being on the battlefield because they didn't know where he would come from. They didn't know where he would be. His curse technique is very easy to avoid because all you really need is like earplugs. But it's so hard to tell you where he's going to come from. Like, look at Miwa, for example, when she picked up the phone and then he said, yo, go to bed. And she was like, out cold. You don't know where he's coming from, bro. But other than being mobile, like I said, this dude has great endurance because he's able to use his curse technique quite often. And he has a great amount of cursed energy, because to use this technique, you need a great amount of cursed energy. You can't be a scrub with cursed energy, because if you are a scrub with cursed energy, you're ultimately not going to be able to use this technique quite often. And to use this technique, because I haven't mentioned this, you're going to need the snakes and fangs tats on your tongue and on your cheeks, because that is basically what makes your words get imbued with cursed energy and give a command. So, now that you know how his technique works, now that you know what Toge's strengths are and kind of his weaknesses, and who Toge is as a person, why don't we talk about his abilities and what words he can actually say? So the first word Toge can use is explode. So explode is genuinely going to make the targets explode. It's easier to use this word when there are cursed spirits that are way weaker than him, because explode, if you're forcing somebody to explode, that's going to take some cursed energy. So make sure that they have less than you. Next word is twist or get twisted. Twist is going to cause that person's body to basically twist until it's completely contorted. Get crushed is the next word he can use, and that's basically forcing the target to like implode implode on itself. So kind of like what happened to those people in the sub when they were way down underwater. Terrible thing, but they imploded, and that's what Get Crushed would basically do to them. The next one is Crumble Away or Plummet. In episode 0, we actually got to see this where he said plummet and Geto, like crashed into the ground. So Plummet, I actually think I like Plummet the most out of all his abilities, because Plummet forces a heavy load of gravity to come upon that person on top of them, and it forces them deep into the ground. So I really don't know how Geto survived that, but I guess Geto's durability is insane, because I don't understand how people are surviving that. Next word is going to be stop or don't move. Like I mentioned before in this video, he used this word against Hanami in order to get them to stop for a split amount of second. So this stopped Hanami for, I want to say, 3 to 5 seconds. It's a special grade. It has a lot of cursed energy. He was able to use it maybe 6 or 7 times. Really shows how much cursed energy he has and how much durability he has to be able to use it that much, or I guess endurance. Durability mainly is like if he's taking the damage, so Hanami's durability was shown. But endurance is just how long you could, give out that much energy. So yeah, his endurance pretty high. That's why I mentioned it before. Next is sleep. What he did to Miwa puts you completely to sleep, in a deep sleep too, nonetheless. So that's awesome. Next is return. This one's cool. So return can be used on Shikigami to return them to the host. My brain, my jujitsu scholars, right? Because this is what we are on this channel. We are scholars in the JJK community. So as a jujitsu scholar, right? As a guy who studies in this, my brain goes to, can I use return to like Toji back? He's possessing that vessel in season 2, right? In Shibuya. What if I say return? What would happen? Like, would it cause his soul to leave that body? Like, really though, we don't know. What would happen? It's a hypothesis, right? We want to experiment with this. So it's just like things like that I get curious about. I get it. The Shikigami, like, they shouldn't have cursed energy. They are made out of cursed energy, but they shouldn't have cursed energy. So that's why Sukuna was surprised when Maharaga used the Sword of Execution, because it had cursed energy. Or not execution. I'm thinking about like Naruto. What is it? Extermination? Extraction? Not extraction. I'm thinking about work. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember off the top of my head right now. But like, what if Toge used it on that man Maharaga, which I owe you guys for Taming the 10 Shadows video part 2. So I'm gonna need to bring that out. So maybe, I don't know, maybe he's gonna be involved in it. But the last one that we're gonna be talking about is, last 2, my bad. Run Away, which, he could force you guys to book it, and then Blast Away, which he could, basically force you to get blown back. So powerful that you could blow Hanami back into a building behind her. So pretty good move. Last key notes I want to mention is my man does not have a domain expansion. If he did, I'm pretty sure he would have speakers in there and he would be booming. Second thing is that man takes a lot of medicine to heal his throat, which amplifies his endurance. Third thing is I found those words that he uses and what they mean. So real quick, I'm going to run through them. Salmon, used for affirmation. Fish flakes, used for negation and usually negative. Kelp, used as a greeting. Mustard leaf, that's the one I forgot, used to show concern, worry. Salmon roe, which means well or my. Caviar, that's when he's cursing. He curses. Spicy cod roe, used motivationally. Alright, my man. Tuna, used to call attention to something. And last one that he uses is tuna mayo, used as general talk or do something. And then the fourth and final thing is my man was a semi-grade 2 in episode 0 as a first grade, so same as Megami, and he's currently a semi-grade 1 in season 1 and season 2. Yeah, that's pretty much everything you need to know about Toge, other than, and cover your ears if you don't want to hear something about the manga. 3, 2, 1, spoiler alert. That man makes a surprise appearance in the manga using a little tape recorder to say don't move. And he stopped Sukuna, bro. How did he do that? How is he able to stop Sukuna, bro? Sukuna has more cursed energy than Yuta. At least twice as much. How did he stop him? Which, mind you, I'm pretty sure that he's probably cooked when it comes to his throat now. But you remember in my total video when I was like, yo, are you bringing them back? Like, are you bringing Toge and Panda back? Yo, I swear to God, if I see Panda come out of nowhere with the gloves on and just start boxing Sukuna, bro, It's not gonna do anything. Sukuna's gonna cook him. It's gonna be so bad. He's gonna come in as a sacrifice, bro. I'm so sorry if you're paying the fan. But I'll eventually get to his video. That's just not gonna be for some time. I ain't gonna lie to you. But yeah, that's Toge, guys. So if you like the video, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the noti bell. And please, guys, I'm gonna say it one more time. Please subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Stay beautiful. I'll see you next time.